Leipzig. Ich bin hier gerade im Musikviertel, im Geisteswissenschaftlichen Zentrum und an der Universitätsbibliothek. Auf der rechten Seite. A lot of bikes standing here from the students of the university. I'm crossing or going over the Beethoven Street. So here in the musician quarter of Leipzig. It's one of the more expensive quarters here in Leipzig. And I'm going from the musicians quarter, into the Clara Zetkin Park. So that's one of the many large parks here in Leipzig, where people enjoy to stay, especially when there's a bit better weather. So today the weather is not very comfortable. It's heavy cloudy, and yeah, maybe some rain will fall later. So I'm now joining the Clara Zetkin Park here. Nein, ich fahre vorsichtig. Ich passe so gut auf, wie es geht. Ich fahre auch nicht freihändig. I don't ride my bike without my hands, because I have a holder for my smartphone. So I'm concentrated on the street and what's going on here in the park. So at the moment, just give you an insight, there's so-called artwork in the park. So here's some paintings of several artists. Here from Pierre von Helden, an artist from Leipzig. And yeah, it's today, in the last days, it really looks like autumn here. I'm not quite sure. I think because of the really warm weather that we already had here, some of the leaves have just dried out. And since it has been very stormy and windy the last days, the leaves have fallen already. So it looks a bit like autumn. Oh, I'm here in Leipzig. It's the Clara Zetkin Park, one of the green lungs of Leipzig. So right now there are not many people here because it's I think 8:30 or 8:45 or 9:20 a.m. So I'm just cycling around here with the artwork. Ich bin im Clara Zetkin Park, kurz hinter dem Kreisverkehr in der Karl-Tauchnitz-Straße. It's in the southwest of Leipzig, the city. So here are also some paintings from Düsseldorf, for example. An artist, Nanja Gemmer. It's called Braunkohle, so brown coal. So Düsseldorf is in the Ruhrgebiet, so there are many coal mines there. And here's something from a Berlin artist, Christian Kara-Hinz is his name. Up and Down 2015. And another painting from a Leipzig-based artist, from Lee D. Böhm from Leipzig. It's called Vorrat, made in 2011, as it's written down here. So these paintings are all part of the so-called art walk in the park. So, I think I take another way. Yeah, these paintings are really nice, really beautiful, and I think it's a really great idea to have this open air exhibition here. I think it will be here until the end of July, I think, as I read in the newspaper. Das Wetter ist 15 Grad, stark bewölkt, ab und an mal ein Tropfen. So the weather is heavy cloudy today. And we have just about 15 degrees Celsius. So it's not really a summer day today. So a cold front is crossing Leipzig and Germany at the moment. Yeah, André Greipel, I'm not André Greipel, because he is in France at the moment, at the Tour de France. And I think with 35 years I'm a bit too old to start my professional cycling career. So I will see. I will go a bit through the Clara Zetkin Park. It might be that the connection gets lost somewhere, because there are some places here in the Clara Zetkin Park where there's not a good connection at all. But I hope that you can get some impressions. So here's the so-called Sachsenbrücke, the Saxony Bridge, where on weekends thousands of people sitting and standing and walking around here. But today in the morning there are not many people being here. So mostly some students going to university, some people going to work. Yeah, they are on their way to the city center mostly. And although the weather is not very nice, the city of Leipzig shows shows that it is a city of cycling and a city of bikers. So a lot of people going by bike through the city. The firefighters on their way. Something happened somewhere. But I will probably not reach them because I'm driving carefully. So, hey, greetings to California, to LA from LE, Leipzig. Oh, it seems that the firefighters have to do something here next to us. So some action. Really live action here. So obviously we're checking out the situation. Gute Frage, was hier los ist. Ich bin am Anfang der Konneritz-Straße, Anton-Bruckner-Allee. Feuerwehr da. Ist gerade vorgefahren. Yeah, this was a tram. So there are several types of trams going through Leipzig. This was medium aged, so from the beginning of the 1990s. Or from the mid of the 1990s. But there are also some trams going through Leipzig that have been built in the 1970s and 1980s. Also es ist kein Brandgeruch zu vernehmen. Man sieht auch keine Rauchfahnen. So it doesn't smell like it burns well in some flat. You mean for the firefighters? Driving their own cars? So now also the huge ladder. For commuting, it's different. So there are people driving their own cars, there are people using shared cars, car sharing, other people riding their bikes, and also the usage of public transportation is rather high. So it really depends on the place where you have to go from your home to work. Yeah, I know that in the USA and also in Canada, it's rather usual to use the car for commuting. But I think it's a bit different also in the huge cities like New York or so. Yeah, I know it. I've been to the US in 2007 for 4 weeks. In Richmond, Virginia, and we went there from Richmond, Virginia to Washington DC, for example, to visit us. So it was a tour of 2 hours or so. Yeah, bikes are really, really important in Germany since, and Germany also promotes itself as a country of bikers. So it's part of the touristic concept of Germany. And for Leipzig, the plan is to have, I think, up to 30 or even 35% of people or of ways being done by bike by, I think, 2020 or so. And that going by cars shall be reduced to some kind of 30%, I think. So I will go a bit further. So I'm now coming to the western part of Leipzig. Here's the so-called Karl-Heine-Kanal. That's one of the most impressive parts of Leipzig that has grown since the fall of the Berlin Wall. Really, really good. Many of the buildings here have been formerly some factories with some connections to a textile industry. But meanwhile, many of these buildings have been restored and have been changed into living places and also into modern office spaces. But 25 years ago, it did not look that nice here. So many of the buildings were rather broken down. So, quick stop. Here's the museum for printing, for the arts of printing or for the art of printing. So you can have a look here to some technical stuff and to machines and all the things that are needed to print some stuff, print newspapers, magazines, some art stuff and all the thing. So I haven't been there already, so I think I will have to do this, but not yet, no. So, okay, it's open from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and also Sundays. Yeah, I'm scoping nearly every day. So it sometimes depends on the things that are needed for family, for wife and the kids. So there are some days that I don't have the time to scope, but I try to scope it at least once a day, and mostly also 3 to 5 times per day. So I think there should be a possibility to come a bit closer to the Karl-Heine-Kanal. So if I don't answer some of your questions, that's just because I'm focusing on the street and I can't look all the time on the display. So you might also ask some questions or give me some questions via Twitter. So you find me with the same handle at Twitter, and if you have some further questions that I couldn't answer you can also ask me via Twitter. So this part of Leipzig, I'm not quite sure if it's already, or if it's still Schleusig, or if it's already Lindenau-Plagwitz. Well, the borders of the quarters are a bit changing sometimes. So here, this building, what we've seen is the so-called riverboat building and the riverboat harbor. I'm biking with a bicycle, yeah, with a city bike, so, or touring bike. So this is the so-called riverboat harbor, and here we have been produced a TV show for the MDR, the Mitteldeutschen Rundfunk, called Riverboat. It was a talk show, but this talk show is produced now somewhere in some studio. So meanwhile, the riverboat is used for a co-working space. So for chaos co-working. And there's once a month roughly, there's the so-called founders breakfast, where some startup guys and young small companies meet together. Oh, if I can bike to Darmstadt, okay, if I would start now, I would probably reach Darmstadt somewhere today in the evening. No, I don't hold my phone with my hand. I have a holder here on my bike, so I can totally concentrate on biking and talking to you and tell you some stuff about Leipzig and the scenery. And I can concentrate on the streets and the ways. So I'm now going along the Karl-Heine-Kanal. So it's a really, really nice location here in Leipzig to walk and to go by bike. With some nice bridges here. And this location here along the Karl-Heine-Kanal is meanwhile one of the more or most expensive parts of Leipzig. So it's not that expensive compared or like Munich or so, or like Stuttgart. But you have to pay here in Lindenau-Plagwitz 40 to 60% more for your flats or for your houses compared to the average of Leipzig. So it's rather expensive here. But it's also really nice. So nice places are often expensive places here in Leipzig or in general. So I'm now crossing or coming around the so-called Stelzenhaus here. Yeah, we also have graffiti here in Leipzig. So here's the Stelzenhaus. It also has been an industry building earlier, and right now there's located, for example, the social impact lab of Leipzig. So you can see it just over there. I don't know, no, you don't really see this, but where's the social impact lab? So there are people developing some business ideas, business concepts, business models, with some help. So, a Studienkolleg in Leipzig. You think of having some German language course and all this stuff. So you have the Goethe Institute, I think, in Leipzig, and you also have the Herder Institute. It's nearby the city. So that might be a possibility, or you might just ask directly at the administration of the university or the HTWK, the University of Applied Science in Leipzig. So they might help you with some organizational things. So I'm moving further, because when I go further here, I think I will reach somewhere the Lindenauer Hafen. So the Karl-Heine-Kanal now has a direct connection to the so-called Lindenauer Hafen, that has been finished just 2 or 3 weeks ago, or has opened. It's been opened. So here again we have some really nice bridges. Next one is called König Albert Brücke, so King Albert Bridge. And King Albert has been a king here in Saxony about 250 years ago. So it's really nice architecture. Hello to Brazil. If my bike would be able to dance some samba, I think my bike would do this. So thanks guys for all the hearts. It's great to see that you're interested in coming with me on bike. So it will tell me how many miles I ride a day. It's very, very, very different. So some days I ride 60 kilometers, so 40 miles roughly. Other days I just ride 20 miles. It depends on the weather, it depends on what's going on, if there are some interesting events in the center of the city. Yeah, but sometimes I also ride some longer distances. So it really depends on my constitution. So here's some ducks. Don't know if you can see me. Yeah. Wow. Some nice ducks swimming on the Karl-Heine-Kanal. So they also enjoy the nature and the water and all the stuff. And here, for example, also all these buildings, or many of these buildings, have been ruined throughout the 40 years of the GDR. So meanwhile, most of them are either reconstructed or there have been built a lot of new houses along the Karl-Heine-Kanal. So the sun is coming out. So it seems to get a much better day, or some better day than yesterday. Yesterday has been a bit rainy day. But right now it seems like the weather gets nicer today. So now I have to decide whether I go right or left, but I will go left right after this bridge. to reach the Lindenauer Hafen later. So I don't want to climb the hill right now. Here's the railway bridge. So there's some railway tracks going over my head right now. And I'm moving further to more and more to the western parts of the city of Leipzig. So it's great to see that you are interested in this tour. And it's great that our daughter is sleeping in the chariot that I take with my bike. So I can really concentrate on talking to you and telling you about the scenery here. Yeah, our little daughter is in the back, in the chariot, and she's sleeping, so it's her morning beauty sleep. Oh, my thoughts on Greek. It's a very special topic in my eyes. It's sometimes I have to laugh about it, sometimes I have to cry about it. I see that there are a lot of problems on very different levels, so there are mistakes that have been done by the Greek people, by the Greek politicians, as well as by some European Union politicians, by German politicians, and it seems that there have been some deep structural mistakes that have been done, and no one seems to know what to do really. So it's some kind like walking or going from the left to the right, to the left to the right, and no one really knows what happens when. So the shame is that the Greek people, so the democratic base of the people, they have a pain, or that they have the problems to be to get food and money and all this stuff. But the politicians, of course, are okay. They don't have such problems. So okay, the bike lane to Lindenauer Hafen isn't open yet. That's not nice, but we're okay. So I have to go on the bridge here. I will see if there's a way down again on the other side. So it seems so, but I have to look where I can cross the street. Okay, there's a traffic light that I can move over the street. So this is the so-called Lützner Straße here. Hey, thanks for the follow and also for the hearts. This will probably not be the last scope of today and in general from my side. So I'm planning to scope much more in the future and to support some people here in Leipzig doing some interesting stuff on Periscope. So besides the entertaining parts like these bike tours, I'm planning to have some business talks and Q&A sessions about several topics. So stay tuned. Here's this tram. This type of tram is called Leoliner. So, and this is built here in Leipzig completely. So. Yeah, to Pennsylvania. Greetings from the other side of the Atlantic, here from Leipzig, Germany. So I'm now looking to the Lindenauer Hafen. So this area has been opened just 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's kind of a city harbor, so to say, but without many ships here or boats, because it's just a small area for the end of the Karl-Heine Canal. So, okay, it looks at the first glance it looks really nice here. Of course the trees have to grow up. They are just rather small here. Oh, I can go down here, so directly to the water. So you see, Leipzig has a lot of water. That's why sometimes Leipzig is called small Venice, Klein Venedig. And here, okay, here the bike lane ends. So there are still some constructions ongoing in this area. So just moving around. I think there are some other Germans who are able to speak English in a good way, but many Germans are somehow feared of using it. So it was similar to me until I've gone to the US for 4 weeks for some working stuff in 2007. So before that time I also thought, okay, speak English. I don't really want this to do, but meanwhile, yeah, I know so many English-speaking people, also English-speaking community in Leipzig. So I know there are some Germans as well who are speaking rather good English and who are willing to do so. but many German people are very reserved and feared of speaking English. I think it has something also to do with the history of Germany, so with World War II and the division into 2 states and all the stuff. So it might take some time. And I think the digital natives, or the generation that grows up now, so my kids or kids of people who are just 5 to 10 years later when me, we might be more open-minded and less feared of speaking English and all stuff. So guys, thanks for watching this broadcast, this stream. I hope you enjoyed it a bit, and I think you did it, since as I saw with the hearts. So I will go off for now, and we'll be back on Periscope later today. Enjoy your day or your evening. Bis bald. Einen angenehmen Tag. Enjoy your day, and yeah, great to meet you here on Periscope.